Hello, hello. Good evening, good evening. I hope somebody can see me. If you can see me, just type in comment. Then, if there's anything that you want to ask, you can feel free to drop down in the comment box as well. So it's been an enjoyable, interesting night. Yesterday night, today the hair looks a bit funny because of the filter. So it's been a very interesting night yesterday. A lot of people were asking good questions yesterday night. So today I felt that maybe some people still have some burning question that want to ask. So I thought of just coming up online again. As I mentioned, I will try to do this live as much as I can every day, 10 p.m. to 11:30 a.m. 11:30 p.m. Not 11:30 p.m. So if you have anything to ask, right, just feel free to drop a comment. If not, usually how I run things is that I will try to go through some of the real estate updates in terms of what's happening in the market, any upcoming new launches. If you want to ask about your property valuation, what needs to be done, just feel free to comment. Yeah, so it's like a evening chit chat. If let's say if you have any burning questions to ask about your properties and whatnot, right, just feel free to drop a comment over here. Then I will be able to share with you some of the insights as well. Right, so recently I think an interesting case is that I think some people they were commenting about the rental market is becoming softer. In fact, some of the landlords that I've been serving, right, the rental market is indeed moving into a slower kind of range. I would say stabilizing, but the price is still not yet back to the 2019 level. So if let's say yourself you're a landlord, right, please make sure that you rent out your unit fast, because I foresee that moving ahead, towards leading towards the end of this year, right, there's going to be more competition into the market. So if let's say you are still hoping to break record high in your condo development in terms of rental, sadly the era is already over lah. So if you are a landlord yourself, please do take note that just rent it out fast. I always use this calculation like for example, if today if let's say your condo, let's say for example, let's say the market price is already at 5,000, right? $5,000 per month. If you rent it out for 12 months, you can get 60,000, right? So 5,000 times 12, 60,000. But if let's say you still want to chase a high price of 5,003, right? Just for the additional 300, right? Just for the additional 300, then you hold on to it for like 2 months, right? 2 months without rental and all that, right? So I take 5,003 times 10, that's only 53,000. So the logic is that if I were a landlord, right, I would just want to rent it out fast instead of still trying to chase the increased price in terms of the rental, because you wait out 2 months just to wait for the higher price of $300 more per month. But end of the day, your net your total rental that you receive, right, is only 53,000 instead of 60,000, which you could have get if let's say you rent it out fast. But the thing is that a lot of landlords, they always want to chase high price, which is no wrong, but there's always a cost for waiting for getting the higher rental. So we always have to think it in such a way whereby if you are renting out your unit, every week that you leave it empty, right, you are actually losing money already. So the idea is always try to get it rented out fast. That is the key thing that I want to talk about lah, right? So this is the happenings in the rental market. And of course, recently the Fed also talking about the interest rate is going to be high for a longer time. So that also caused some instability in terms of the stock market as well. So likewise, I think the real estate market, if the high interest rate persists on, there will be people that will be holding back. They will want to wait for a clearer timing to enter. But I always share with people, if let's say today you are buying a house for your own use or your own need, right? No matter what, interest high or not, if you got to buy, you got to buy. So do not try to time the market, because it will actually affect it will actually work against you. Like right now, if let's say today I'm a first time home buyer, I don't have any property, I would strongly encourage you to enter into the market right now, because this year there is really a lot of high supply into the market, which is a good opportunity for buyers to come in. I share this many times already. When you want to eat durian, you eat during the bumper crop, right, whereby there's really high supply of durian coming from Malaysia into Singapore, that's where that you see the prices start to drop. The Mao one can go to like 12 kg, $12 per kg, or even $9 per kg, right? That is where you can get good deals during the bumper crops, right? You don't wait where everything supply is high, the durian seller can export their durian to China and all that, right? Then your Mao one is going to cost like how much? $35, $40 per kg. So you want to take advantage when there is bumper crop. So now 2023 coming to the year end, we are experiencing a bumper crop in terms of the completed supply. So you as a buyer, if let's say today you're sourcing out for resale condo, I think this is a very good year that you can actually enter. But again, make sure that you have done your financial calculation properly. Make sure that your numbers is calculated right, so that when you enter, you are entering with certainty that you are able to afford the property that holding period. A lot of people, they get into stress is because they buy the property without doing the proper calculation, and then they realize that, hey, wow, my monthly installment is very high, 5,000 over, 6,000 over. Then they cannot endure that kind of high interest rate or high installment, right? That's where that they start to so-called panic sell lah. So always make sure that you do your financial calculations properly before you commit into the purchase. You must be very confident that you are able to pay off the monthly installment either through your CPF or through your own cash savings, right? So I do have a financial worksheet to work through this with my potential clients to make sure that they have already done all this planning properly before they go and execute to buy their property, right? So I have this calculation worksheet called the um, property journey blueprint, right? So I have a lot of information over there, right, inside. If you are interested in getting a copy, please feel free to PM me, right? So what's happening in the market right now? Obviously, this coming weekend, 28, 29, there's going to be two major launches coming up. Number one will be obviously the Central of the West, Jaden is going to be launching this weekend. They're opening their show flat doors. So this weekend we will be expecting very high crowd, because for the longest time, I think Jurong East, we do not have any potential projects other than the J Gateway, which has been launched in 2013, right? So 2013 J Gateway, if you people who still around in the market that time, right, you remember that project by MCL was one day sold out. Everything was wiped out 100% within that one day. So within 500-meter radius of Jurong East MRT, we do not have any other interesting buy until now. So Jaden, which is going to be on the side of J Cube, for people who are familiar over there, there is a very strong transformation already taking place. Jurong East or Jurong CBD itself is slowly going to take shape, right? Things are happening already. The things are more and more concrete. In the past, when the Jurong development plan was first announced, people were just saying that Jurong is a place where birds don't lay egg, right? So far away. Is there really any upside potential over there or not? So people who dub it, then they didn't enjoy the upside. But if you look at projects like Caspian, if you look at projects like Lakeshore, you can see some of the owners who bought at the earlier days, right? They are making a lot of money, right? We're talking about 400,000, 500,000, that kind of jump, right? Of course, I'm not saying or suggesting that Jaden will be experiencing this kind of jump, but again, if let's say you're looking at Jurong CBD area, the upside potential is definitely there, because there's a lot of transformation over there, whereby there are always a lot of investors always very interested to buy in when things are still not yet fully developed, and then just sit on it and wait for things to be fully developed. So what's happening in the Jurong area itself, right? There's going to be a new Jurong Integrated Transport Hub, which is going to be, I think, completed in 2028, whereby they will integrate the existing library over there, right? There's also a master plan, 3 white sites coming up over there. Right now, I think it's not yet confirmed who is the developer. I'm hoping the CapitaLand will be taking up the bid over there, because they already have a lot of strong presence over there. Like Westgate is theirs, IMM is theirs. Actually, do you know that the Linkgate Bridge on the level 2, right, also belongs to CapitaLand? So I'm hopeful that master developer of that 3 plots of white sites will be taken by CapitaLand, right? So that they would really know what to do over there to spruce up the overall vibrancy and demand in that area. Not forgetting that there's going to be improved connectivity in the future. So Jurong regional line is definitely coming up. So the first phase will be done, I think it's around 2027, from Choa Chu Kang all the way downwards, bypassing Tengah, and then coming towards Jurong East, and then going to NTU, going to West Coast area. So Jurong Regional Line, if you are not aware, you can just go and Google the LTA website and read up more information about how Jurong Regional Line is going to connect up all the west area. So there will be benefits for people who are staying in these townships such as like Choa Chu Kang, Bukit Batok, Tengah, Jurong East, Jurong West, as well as some parts of West Coast area. So definitely it's going to be very helpful for residents who are staying near these MRT stations, right? And not forgetting that there's going to be new innovation districts coming up, like Jurong Innovation District that's going to be happening over there, as well as the what's that called, clean tech park or something over there that will bring up more jobs happening in the Jurong CBD area. So this is just what's happening in the updates, right? The earlier this morning, I also went to attend a listening briefing for Hillock Green. Hillock Green is the third plot of land that's happening in the Landor region. So I got a client who asked me to do some research about this project. He said that, hey, is it still worth it to go and buy Hillock Green? So interestingly, the very first one obviously is the Landor Modern. Landor Modern is the integrated development where you have direct access to the shopping mall as well as the MRT. So that one we know is gonna be the most premium, right? Then the second launch over there is actually Lentor Hill. Lentor Hill is priced very similar to Martin Modern. So for those people who go in and buy Martin Modern earlier, right, they really truly benefited. So Lentor Hill is actually the plot I would say further away compared to Lentor Modern, right? But Hillock Green, this plot of land, right? If I have the image, I'll put it over there. Hillock Green is the project that has the best frontage to the Lentor Central Park. So within this project, right, there is a park area. So the frontage for Hillock Green, right, is the best. That has the 2 blocks facing the park. And interestingly, they still have that side gate that is 3 minutes walking distance to Lentor MRT. So as of now, if you go down to Lentor side and drive and look around, right, it feels very unsure. It feels very uncertain because everything is just bare land. Then there is construction ongoing. So you're also thinking that how this place is going to be transformed in the future. But that is the reason why I share with people is that you want to enter when everything is still undergoing construction, then you enter, because that's where the opportunity is. You don't enter when everything is fully built up, everything is already taking shape, then obviously you're paying at a higher price already. Like 2008 Marina Bay versus now Marina Bay, you can see the mass difference that's happening between the sites. So transformation is very big, especially we know that government is our government is something that once they announce that they're going to so-called boost up a certain area, right, they will definitely do it with certainty. They can be late, but it is definitely going to be taking shape no matter what, right? So personally, I'm also very hopeful to see how these two plot of lands is going to develop, right? Lentor is going to be a new township, so it's within a private enclave. If you really want to compare, there's not much of a direct comparison. Reason being is that most of the nearby condos over there, right, is pretty old, right? Places like, I think it's the Far Horizon Garden, Castillo or something like that, right? Castle Green, all these projects are very old, and some of these projects are actually freehold. So if you're using this as comparison, I think it's not a very fair comparison in terms of how the future rental performance is going to be like. But of course, end of the day, if let's say you are a believer of a new township, you can see what's happening in places like Punggol. They build everything from scratch, right? So the new township effect is something that we cannot deny that all of a sudden we have a lot of young families coming together. It will create a lot of vibrancy in the area as well. So end of the day, if let's say Lentor, right, there is total 11 plots of land over there. If you want to be buying it purely for investment, you will want to make sure that you enter at one of the plots that is nearer to towards the MRT, because I was looking at the map, right? If let's say you wait for the future launches, not say that it's not good, hopefully the price is attractive also, but if let's say the future launches plots of land, right, those land is definitely going to be more away from the Lentor MRT, then tenants may not feel shook paying for it lah. So even though it's new, but tenants I don't think they mind paying extra $100 just to be in the project that is nearer to the MRT. Then likewise, same thing. I always use the premium of about 15% as a gauge to calculate between a normal condo versus an integrated development condo. So usually the premium that the tenants will be willing to pay, right, is about 15 to 20% more, right, in terms of they themselves renting the place over there. So yeah, that's what's happening in the Lentor area. So I see many people join. Okay, if you have any comments, just feel free to type inside, and then if not, you can just follow. If let's say I go live, you'll be notified by the TikTok, right? So yeah, then another plot, like I mentioned just now, is the Jurong, right? So Jurong is going to be upcoming lah, right? So further down, there's also going to be like the Tuas Megaport happening. So that one is definitely going to be another big site, whereby if let's say all the shipping activity has been shifted from the south downtown core area, whereby now is the Pulau Brani, Tanjong Pagar area. Everything, all the shipping is being transferred to the Tuas area, right? Then that's where we can see the economic activity starts going on over in the Jurong area as well. So imagine a lot of jobs being created in the Tuas Megaport. Likewise, a lot of jobs is going to be created within the Jurong CBD area. Not forgetting that within Jurong, we also have the second largest national garden, which is the Jurong Lake District. So there's going to be a lot of exciting plans happening over there. So if let's say today investors were to really price it, right, they will take reference from the Lake Garden residences, which if you look at the recent transactions for like Lake Garden, they are priced at about 2000, 2001 thereabout. So personally, I think that if let's say for Jayden, right, they will want to price right, developer will be on the average, they will be probably selling it at around 2003, 2004 per square feet thereabout, right? Hopefully, even the higher floors one, they would try to make it attractive lah. I'm hoping that the per floor jump, the loading is not that much. If let's say the per floor jump, they make it very higher, that means because the unit is 40-story high, obviously the 30th story and above, right, is definitely going to price high already. So end of the day, it really depends on the per square feet, whether is it still makes sense for people to buy in. If let's say the high floor units is approaching like 2008, 2009 per square feet, then my thinking is that might as well maybe you want to consider Terra Hill already, because Terra Hill is you still can get something like 2005, 2006 freehold Pasir Panjang, right? So you still be able to get a freehold project, but it really depends on how you look at the whole area transformation that is happening. So this is just me sharing my thoughts about Jayden, what is going to be happening, right? So as of now, developers still haven't give us any confirmation in terms of the indicative price range. I think they are definitely going to price it very attractively, hopefully, right? So that they give us consumers or give us and investors a chance to make some money lah, right? Those people who bought in Jayden in 2013, that was the time where the market was at the previous peak, right? Following which the government has introduced a lot of strong cooling measures. So despite that happening, most of the first batch of the owners who bought in J Gateway, right, they are already making good profits as of now in 2023. In fact, I was looking at some of the transactions happening in J Gateway. They are already close to 2,000 per square feet. If let's say a 10-year-old project, J Gateway is able to transact at close to 2,000 per square feet, a brand new Jayden is selling at 2003, 2004, I think is quite reasonably priced in that sense, right? Couple of days back, I also saw some comments, people asking me about dual residences, right? Earlier this morning, I was checking in some of the transactions over there as well. Dual is also approaching 3,000 per square feet. For the one bedroom, of course, lah. I think it's a one bedroom at 474 square feet size, right? Then the per square feet is at close to 3,000 for dual residences. Dual residences is not exactly a new project. It's quite some time already. So for dual to transact at close to 3,000 per square feet, wow, I think it's really amazing. The market is still performing well in a sense, right? Transaction volume may have dropped, but there is still opportunities. There is still demand over there. People are still looking around, buying into this development, right? Looking for good deals to buy into, lah, right? So for people who are still on the sideline looking around like what kind of investments to go into, I would really strongly encourage that, hey, this is probably the last few months whereby you are able to pick up good deals, because personally I'm expecting that if let's say the interest rate drops in say quarter 2 or quarter 3 next year, if the Fed starts to say that, hey, our economy is not as well ready, we got to decrease the interest rate, then Singapore will follow suit. Then the investors will all come back into the market again. So I've been sharing this many times, but obviously as a property agent myself, some people will just take it that you're trying to talk up the market, but everything that I share is really based on my own research and findings, the things that I read up in terms of the newspaper and every day. So every day I do read up a lot of news, what's happening online, what's happening all over the world, what's happening in terms of the specific projects. Then from there I try to think and make some assessment of what's going to happen in the future. If all things still going the same, right, it will take some time for the current batch of the sub-sale unit to be absorbed, right? But it's only a sooner or later thing. Reason being is that if you talk about like the treasures, right, treasure at Tampines, right now, because it's a very big development, a lot of projects, a lot of the owners, they take keys all at the same time. So that also means that there will be a transition period for as of now, lah, whereby a lot of these owners, right, that is taking keys for treasures, they may be renting a place outside, maybe a HDB, maybe a condo, because some of them previously they sold away their, say for example, they sold away their HDB, right? They buy treasure at Tampines, right? Then they're waiting for treasure at Tampines to be built up. Then they're renting a place temporarily. But if let's say when the project is already completed, then they don't need to rent anymore. So this rental unit that they were previously rented, right, it becomes additional inventory back into the market. So that will always cause a price pressure, a downward pressure in terms of price for renter. Imagine, I'm just saying half lah. I'm not talking about all, but just imagine half of treasure units owners, right? They were previously staying in a transition place. Transition place can be parents' place, can be a rental unit, or can be what else? Yeah, that's all lah. If let's say they're staying in a transition place, right, 1,000 units of them, suddenly there is a vacancy in the market whereby in the rental market there's a lot of units becomes available for rent again, right? That will cause some downward pressure in terms of the pricing as well. Likewise, a lot of people, when they have collected their keys, they may be selling off their previous property as well. So sometimes if let's say today, like for example, I already bought my treasure in Tampines. For example, I have already planned well in such a way whereby myself, I'm the husband, right? I bought a property, then we stay in that property. Say it's a 2-bedroom condo resale, right? Then we bought another 3-bedroom treasure in Tampines, for example, right? So when we collect keys for treasure in Tampines, right, then there could be a strong desire for us to sell away the existing 2-bedroom condo that we were previously holding, right? So that's what's happening in the market. There will always be some ripple effect that's happening whenever there is a large condo that is collecting keys. So there will be a large ripple effect in terms of the rental price, nearby estates, as well as the sales price of the nearby estate. EC is also very interesting. I remember some years back when Soul Acres is completed, right? There's really a lot of owners, they need to sell away their HDB, right? So that caused a interesting market phenomenon whereby some HDB owners that I come across, whenever I ask them, why do you need to sell your HDB? Then they say, oh, I collected keys for so acres already. Oh, you also collected keys for so acres, right? Then that is the kind of situation whereby if a large project is completed, there will be ripple effect happening in the surrounding estate, surrounding projects that people may want to sell, or people may want to rent it out. So that is the situation that's happening, right, in the market. If you know of anyone that is in that situation, do let me know, because a lot of times, right, they will be thinking of what to do for their existing property and whatnot. So many times people will be always wondering what is the next best move, right? So next best move in terms of like, okay, then now the market is somewhat stabilizing. Is it still a good time to buy? Is it still a good time to sell? Right? End of the day is really depending on the individual objective, right? Because if let's say today I am in my mid 30s, both me and my wife is drawing on a high income. If let's say there is a market opportunity for me to do a switch, then why not move ahead? Don't wait further, because one thing we have to know is that the longer that we wait in the market, our loan will become lesser and lesser in terms of the loan tenure, right? As we grow older, right, the banks don't love us that much anymore. So the maximum bank loan that we're able to get, right, will become lesser and lesser, right? So thanks for those who have joined. Thanks for those who have liked and share. If you have any comments, best feel free to drop a note, and I will be able to share with you some of my insights as well, right? If not, you can always follow me right over here. Just click on the follow profile, so that whenever I go live, you'll be notified, right? So every day I try to go live from 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., right? So that is the thing that I'm trying to do in terms of doing some sharing over at the TikTok platform, right? What else is happening in the real estate market that you would like to know? I think, okay, another interesting one will be Wharton House, which is coming up also soon. Wharton House is located in District 11, right? That one is the atas project, whereby minimum price for the unit over there is easily talking about 3 million, right? So that freehold project is targeted for another group of audience, because for the people who are staying there, if let's say they want a brand new condo project, large size, either for their parents or either for their kids, right? This is something that they would want to go for, right? I have briefly read through in terms of the project selling point and all that, right? Wharton House is definitely going to be a very atas project that's coming up. Preview. I think they are not going to be on the same day as Jaden and Hulock. Hulock and Jaden is the same day. That means their preview is from 28th October until I think 3rd or 4th 5th November. Then the balloting and the booking day is on the 11 right? 11th of November, right? That's where the buying demand is very high, right? So 11 I bought something, right? So that's what the developer is trying to do lah, hopefully, right? Jaden and Hillock Green, they are 对打, they are fighting all with each other at the same date. But people who are looking at Jaden, probably they won't be considering Lentor. Likewise, people who are looking at Lentor, they probably won't be looking at Jaden. That's my thinking lah. So people who are considering to look into either of these projects, please feel free to PM me as well, right? Upcoming launches that I have interest that, or I'm keeping a lookout, right? It's the one that is over at Marina View Residences, but till now there is not much of a news being released. I think the developer is also holding on to it, holding back. I think waiting for the correct time to give more information, give out more information, and also do the preview, right? Hopefully the price point is also sweet, because that developer bought that piece of land. It's actually a white site, so that the developer actually bought that piece of land at quite a good price point. So hopefully they launch it attractively, right? So that there is some upside potential. Surrounding over there, if you do take a look at District 1, District 2, One Burnham is over there that's still selling, right? by right, Newport is going to be for sale. Newport, right? So that one is just behind 1 Bernard, but because of the ABSD issue, so the developer also hold back. So 60% ABSD for foreigner is really a killer. So the foreigner demand is now is I can say is really at the all-time low lah, right? So for foreigners buying demand right now, I think is almost zero already. You can say it this way. So Newport Tower is also on hold. By right, Skywater Residences is also going to be launching soon, but also there's no news. Skywater Residences is the one at 8 what's that called? Number 8 Shenton Way, yeah, that one. So the previous AXA Tower lah. So that one the Alibaba got share in it lah. So previously they were talking about they are trying to sell it exclusively to the Chinese buyer, but as of now I think it's going to be challenging because of the fact that the foreigner demand is pretty low. So the whole of the CBD area, some of the projects, interestingly, if people are still looking at it, right, there's one project that was launched, but the results of the sales result is only 6 units being taken up, which is TMW Maxwell. So those people who have bought in at TMW Maxwell, let me check the stats right now. I'm in front of my computer. Okay. If you are looking at TMW Maxwell, I see what is the person buy price, because that's going to be very interesting, because I think on the actual day itself, right, only 7 people go and buy the project, and then 1 person back out in the end, right? So eventually only 6 people exercise the OTP, right? That is the situation that's happening over there in that project. So let me see. Okay, I just looking at the price chart right now. TMW Maxwell. Don't have How come don't have Maxwell? Strange, eh? Oh, okay, I think I selected wrongly. Maxwell. Yeah, found it. Okay, TMW Maxwell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 people bought. Okay, they're all happening on the 12th of August. These 6 people bought it lah. Wow, I think the way I see it, I think it's quite scary. No, I just quote you lah. There's this guy who bought 20th floor unit, right? 517 square feet. He bought at 3,739 per square feet. This is the highest price over there. So he paid 1.92 million. 1.932 million for a 517 square feet 20th floor unit. Wow, amazing. Right, why I say amazing, because I really do not know how he's able to exit with profit next time lah. So that is the thing, right? The bigger unit, somebody bought 786 square feet unit at 2.47 million. Wow, this one also another champion. This one is bought at 3,100 per square feet. The reason why I think developer is so aggressive in terms of pricing this project, right, is because they are actually buying this piece of land as a commercial based land. That means to say they are not subjected to the 5 years penalty period. So even the deadline of 5 years when it's up, right, if they don't sell everything 100%, right, it's still okay for them. Unlike some other projects, right, on the 5th year when it's TOP, right, they have to give massive discounts to clear the units. But for this project, and they don't need to do so, right? So let's see how it goes, right? For TMW Maxwell, 332 units. So I think it's a long way to go. Wow, 362 units. The percentage is how much? 1.8% sold. 1.8% sold for this project. But again, it's because of this project, right, we are able to see a benchmark high in that area. So we are seeing that there are people who are willing to pay on the average 3,000 over per square feet for a District 1 area in CBD area, right? So hopefully we see how it goes from there. If let's say developer is still giving some price discount or promotion and whatnot, hopefully there is some new development over there lah, right? That's the situation for TMW Maxwell, right? I'm just curious. I will check for One Burnham, how much people paid for at the point of time, or rather, what is the record high over there, right? Hello, hello. For those who join, if you have anything to ask, please feel free to comment, right? Then I'll be able to answer your questions. Or if not, if I missed out any of your comments, please retype again, right? Wow. Okay, I'm looking at One Burnham right now. All data. Okay, anyway, all this information I'm getting out from Square Foot, which is a data company, right? So if let's say the public, if they want to subscribe, right, is they are able to buy it as well, right? Wow. Okay, interestingly, okay, One Burnham, right, there's also units transactions are happening at 3,000 per square feet and above, and some of them are not exactly high floor, mostly are on the 20 something floor onwards lah. The highest per square feet transacted is 463 units, right? 463 square feet unit, 30th floor, 30th story high. This person paid 3,344 per square feet for this particular unit. Interesting lah. I can only say interesting. Okay, so we know that for CBD area, a lot of times they is relying more towards in terms of the rental yield, right? Rental yield is very strong over there. We know that, right? But in terms of the capital upside, it may not be as strong as compared to the outside central region area. But it doesn't mean that this area cannot buy, because there's really a lot of new plans happening in the CBD area. Government is introducing the CBD rejuvenation program, right? They are giving incentive for the older building owners to tear down and rebuild, right? So hopefully there's going to be more rejuvenation over there. And not forgetting the Greater Southern Waterfront, although it's a long pipeline to go, but there's still some transformation happening over there. Handsome boy, Midtown Modern can have upside or not? Depending on the price point that you are buying into, Midtown Modern, the area is quite interesting to note, because for Coco Land, right, they have already so-called established themselves as a strong player over there. So there is going to be a very strong synergy in terms of like Midtown Modern, Midtown Bay and whatnot. But the thing is that the per square feet, I find that is already on the higher side. So okay, maybe just check Midtown Modern, what is the highest per square feet that's been so-called transacted over there, and how much are people are selling right now over there. 558 square feet, Midtown Modern, right? I think it's still not yet fully sold. 76% profitable transactions. Oh, somebody subsale it out already very fast. Wow, somebody who bought first day at March 2021, right, has already flipped it already on May 2023. Oh, so this person paid SSD, this person paid SSD to sell off the unit, but he's making a 255,000 jump lah, right? This one is I think it's a 2-bedroom at 635 square feet. But I'm more curious to know what is the highest per square feet that is transacted over here. Well, this is the super penthouse lah. These are all the super penthouse. All these are the big units, right? Level 30th floor, right? 4,700 per square feet. Amazing. Okay, I don't see the super penthouse lah. I see the typical transaction. How much are they hovering at? Okay, this person is a 409 square feet, right? 29th floor, right? This person bought at 3,841 square feet. Amazing. That is the reason why we can see the nearby resale market, such as like dual residences, right, able to reach or close to 3,000 per square feet mark, right? It's always there's this ripple effect whereby if let's say investors who are looking at the new projects surrounding there, right, if the developer is selling at 3,006 per square feet, Then some people they don't mind, maybe I have to explore surrounding resale projects whereby possibly I may be getting a better deal at a lower per square feet price point. So that is the situation. Like for example, a very classic case is also Sengkang Grand Residences. For people who are not aware, right, Sengkang Grand Residences, that one is at Buangkok MRT station, right? There is existingly already 3 resale project over there, which is the Asperina, Quartz, and there's one more project, I can't remember which one really. So when Sengkang Grand was selling over there, right, the price margin gap is really very high. So when Sengkang Grand is nearing to the TOP completion, right, you can see that the people who bought these 3 projects, right, they still enjoy some form of upside. Yes, Jewel, yes, correct. So people who bought, especially Asperina, right? I'm seeing the price chart. The resale growth is still pretty strong, right? Because the age in terms of these 3 projects, as well as the location towards the shopping mall, as well as the MRT station, is still not bad. So people don't mind buying into this EC. Lucky easy, yes, correct. So not only the first batch of owners make money, the second batch also make money because of the strong, some improvement in the nearby vicinity. But further down, in terms of like, if you know that stretch, that whole stretch, there's further down one LRT away, there's projects like Riverside, Riverview, Park Green, Osville. These projects, I have seen their performance is not as exciting as compared to these 3. So for the projects like Asperina, Jewel, Quartz, all that, they really perform quite not bad, quite well. Yeah, sell high, buy high also lah. Yeah, true. So the thing is that if today people always talk about this thing like you mentioned, selling high, buying high. The thing is that if let's say today those people who stuck themselves with negative sale property, right? If they sell low, they buy low. But the thing is, they would get themselves into a situation that they would not be able to see much cash proceeds when they sell. If you are talking about HDB or condo lah, some people they bought it at a high price during the up market. When they try to sell, right, they found themselves caught in the situation whereby there is negative sale, right? So that is the situation, right? Unless downgrade, yes, correct. So obviously when you're downgrading is more towards like retirement planning lah. If let's say I own a 3 bedroom condo, then I'm already in my late 50s, right? Then I may want to downsize or right size because I just want to enjoy a slower pace of life. Then I just sell away my condo and buy a HDB lah, which right now there's this 15 months ban which can be quite irritating for people who wants to plan around for their retirement. So hopefully there's going to be some changes in this policy soon, right? How about La Fiesta or Luxury? Right, interestingly, these 2 projects also they are seeing some good upside because of how close towards the MRT they are. For La Fiesta, the age is still there, so I think there's still good runway. Personally, I visited both projects lah, the La Fiesta and Luxury. This is my own personal bias lah, so you please don't quote me. But personal bias, I prefer La Fiesta better because of how the overall landscaping design and all that is like. Whereas for Luxury, I went in, I don't have feel lah, put it this way. Yeah, so when I brought my clients to go and see these 2 projects side by side, even though they are just side by side of each other, I think my personal preference is tending more towards to La Fiesta, right? And in terms of age, I think there's not much of a difference for these 2 projects, right? So I think if you're buying into a 99-year leasehold condo, right, just bear in mind that don't hold it for too long because the lease decay is definitely an issue that a lot of people don't really put much as emphasis on it. But if you're buying a 99-year leasehold condo, right, try not to hold it beyond 30-year-old mark. Meaning to say, right, if let's say your building project starts to get old, people don't want to contribute towards the maintenance fund and all that, then you will see that the overall common areas start to worsen, then you will lose the appeal. Then if let's say lesser and lesser people want to stay in this project, right, it will also affect the property value. So when we talk about coming together for the AGM annual general meeting for the condo and all that, right, if let's say you really want to protect your condo value, please make sure you go and make your suggestion, make your voice heard. If not, later your condo value start to drop, then not so nice. So sometimes when we go to some projects, right, it's very investor heavy. There's a lot of investors, buyers over there. They just rent it out. They don't care. Then over time, you see that these investors, they are just chasing money, chasing numbers, chasing rental yield, right? They may not care so much in terms of helping to upkeep the condo and all that. So sometimes in some sense I rather stay in a area where there's a lot of primary schools and all that. Then I know that there's a lot of owners, right, they buy the place purely for own stay one. Then in that sense, right, I feel that they are more motivated to keep the property value up, right? I mean that's one of the perspective that you can look at it lah, right? In terms of how condo owners behavior is like, right? Some of the, in fact, like one of the Orchard property that I went into, right, the 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 sensing that I have, right, is that some of them they buy the house just to leave it empty. They don't even bother to rent it out, or they don't even bother to think of like staying it. So they just um, put it simply lah, they're just parking their wealth over there. They're just waiting for time to happen. They don't even care about getting rental income from the property. To them, having a tenant is a risk of the tenant damaging the property. So I mean that's how the thinking is like lah, right? How do you see the market at high price with high interest rate? Interestingly, the market right now, right, is very similar to what's happening in 2018, 2019. The thing is that, for example, I mentioned it before, like for example, today I'm a MPO, I'm a multiple property owner. If let's say today I'm a multiple property owner, right, I am already holding 3 or 4 or 5 property on hand, right? Let's say they are all condo lah. Today, I know that the price is high, but if let's say I'm happily collecting my rental, right, I don't see the need to sell off my condo. Say for example, I'm owning 4 condo, right? I sell away my 4th condo, but if with the money that I got back from the sale of my property, right, if I want to re-enter into the market, right, I need to pay ABSD. So a lot of times, right, these multiple property owners, right, their mindset is that might as well don't do anything, just hang on to my properties, and then I just continue to collect income. So that also means that the resale market, right, will have lesser inventory. You see now people who are really selling when you ask them, hey, why the owner want to sell? Like I've been helping my buyers. I'm doing shopping with some of my buyers last weekend. So when we're doing condo visiting and all that, when we ask, hey, why the owner want to sell? Then you will say that, they want to buy another property, or they say, they want to shift because of kids school and all that. So we can see that the so-called owners that they are selling right now in the market, right, they are the more motivated owners lah, owners with genuine needs. Or sometimes they are the owners that they are migrating, they do not want to stay in Singapore anymore, right? So these are the common reasons that they are selling. So the the past in the past, those owners that have already bought multiple properties, right, they will not be tempted to sell away their properties, because there is a high replacement cost if they want to buy back another property for investment purpose. So that's how the situation is like. And a lot of times these owners, like for example, let's say I'm the owner that I want to sell my property, right? Then I'm buying a bigger property. For example, I'm selling away my 3 bedroom condo, 2.5 mil. Then obviously I price high, right? Because I want to buy a bigger property, maybe a 4 bedroom new project, or maybe even a small landed in the terrace, right? So I will want to price my property as high as possible. So the mindset of that particular owner is always that, hey, I price high, then I see if let's say there's any buyers come along or not. If let's say the buyers don't pay my price, I'm happy to continue to wait a while. So the situation is like that right now, whereby the owners, they are all pricing it high because they are expecting that they are going to pay a high replacement cost when they buy their next property, right? Everything is on the rise in terms of the base interest rate, the base stamp duty also increase. Next year GST also increase. Then we are talking about the renovation cost and whatnot is also increasing. So there's no way that we can turn back time to say that a property price is going to drop back to the prices in like 2019 2018. I think it's over already lah. So our market is always moving in terms of cycle. So this cycle has already established a new benchmark and the new base price. So we have to accept this new base price and move forward. Impossible we can go back the past like outskirt region you buy at 700 800 per square feet. No way you can buy this kind of price point again really. But moving forward, will the price still go higher up? That's something that I also every time question myself lah. And I do research to say that, hey, is it possible that the prices still continue to go upwards and all that? The short answer is gradual upward trend is something that we will be expecting in the Singapore market. The short answer lah. The long answer, I have a lot of findings, research and all that I done up into a PDF. Then I usually share this more in detail with people. Because if we use a cost-based approach to calculate, right? A cost-based approach meaning to say how much the new project is going to be selling, right? You see that the developers, they are buying land higher and higher price every year. Construction cost is also on the rise. Raw materials like our concrete, iron, steel, that kind of thing is also on the rise. Our workers levy and all that is also on the rise. So developers, if let's say I use a cost-based approach to calculate when everything is let's say today I am a builder, I am a developer. If my cost price everything is increasing, right, then no choice, I have to pass the cost to the end user, right? So developers are here to make a profit. They are not doing charity. So I always say this over and over again. Developers, they have to calculate their risk properly. They are dealing with millions and millions of dollars. Any wrong projection or wrong forecast, they're gonna lose a lot of money big time. So being in the developer industry or developer business, right, in Singapore, right, yes, of course the government is we are operating in a very controlled manner, but the profit margin is not as exciting as last time lah. I put it simply this way. So if we use a cost-based approach to look at it, if let's say developer also have to price high in terms of their project, every year it's going to be an undeniable fact lah. Every year the next project launch, right, on the average is still going to be higher than the last year project launch, right? So like 10 years ago, 2013 2014, you see we still can buy something at 1,003 1,004 per square feet proper condo, not easy, right, in the past. But now easily we are talking about outside central region, the outskirt area, we are easily talking about 2,000 2,001 per square feet already. So we cannot turn back time. We cannot say that prices is going to drop back to the 2018 2019 level. It's not working in that sense lah, because we have to understand that this is property, this is real estate. It's not like stock market. Yes, the market can be volatile. You can have a company go from their share price is $15, then next day some issue with the company, it can drop to like $1 $2. Yes, shares, all that possible. But Singapore real estate industry, you think is possible? I don't think so, because we have to be mindful that since 2010 2011, the government has been implementing a lot of cooling measures along the way. So we are already operating in a very controlled environment. We are already operating in a environment whereby people who buy, right, they have to be subject to the very stringent loan requirement. They have to down 25%. Last time people can down 10% to buy property, That means if let's say I have $1 million, right, cash, for example, if I have $1 million cash, I can split my cash up into 10 times 100,000. Then I can buy 10 1 million property using 100,000, split it up 10 times. But now not possible already. Now because of ABSD, because of the down payment higher requirement, my first down payment I need to down 250,000 already, right? Then the second one, if let's say there's ABSD and all that, maybe I'm talking about 20% of 1 million is 200,000 plus 200,000 450,000. So my 1 million now I can only buy 2 property. I cannot buy 10 already. So that is the situation now. The money that we are operating in right now, right, it becomes more stringent to buy into the Singapore residential market, whereby this is something which the government is also wants it to be, because we are operating in a very stable manner, stable kind of environment. Our home ownership is very high in Singapore, so the government is trying to somewhat protect us lah. If you look at it this way, a lot of our Singaporeans are owning $1 million and $1 millions of properties over here. So the government also cannot and will not have a situation where there is a sudden drop in the overall real estate market. Imagine if, let's say today yeah, our 1 million property, right, for example, suddenly overnight drop until 700,000. I think a lot of people is going to be in a very panic manner. It's going to be causing a lot of social unrest. So think that's the reason why you see why during COVID, right, there's a lot of measures being introduced, right. Those people who are property owners during the COVID, you know that they give you payment holiday. That means you don't need to pay your money installment. Then you can even borrow from the banks at very low cost, right? So there are a lot of measures or things that the government do to so-called ease the market, to make sure that the market still perform in a very stable way, in a not so volatile manner, right? Melvin, what new launch you're talking about? You want to discuss about? You can always drop the comment, right? If you have any questions, please feel free to comment, right? So that I can share with you my insights, right? Thanks for the like, thanks for the share. Follow for more. Follow whenever I go live. You can listening in. I try to go live every day 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Right? So well, today's crowd a little bit less question as compared to yesterday. Yesterday, wow, very interactive, a lot of questions. Yesterday night a lot of people was asking a lot of questions. Today maybe Monday blues is it? Maybe because of is it Monday today? Yeah, Monday blues people more tired today want to just listen, less typing. Yeah, so that's what's happening. I asked about Florence. I may have missed your reply. So sorry. Maybe it's TikTok. Maybe I overlook. I don't know. What is it that you want to ask about Florence Residences? Florence Residences, I think is quite okay. I think collecting keys already. I think I heard some of the units, the defects, all that is not as, I mean, the workmanship is not as well done, but now they are solving the defect and all that. So hopefully it's all done up very soon, right? New launch 2,000 per square feet, very expensive. Yes, I agree with you. It's very expensive. But 5 years later, it is very cheap. So if you look at 2,000 plus per square feet now, it's expensive, right? 5 years later, it's going to shift up to maybe 2,003, 2,004 per square feet, right? We always remember we cannot turn back time, right? So that is the situation in the Singapore market, right? The comments are not coming in, is it? How come you are saying that you asked Florence but I never see? Strange, eh? I hope TikTok is not blocking the comments and all that, because I really didn't see much comments coming in today, right? Haha. Okay, good. Right, so that's what's happening in the market lah. So next year, if you see last time we were talking about Watten House launching at close to 3,000 per square feet. Now it's really happening already. Watten House is going to be launching soon. They're selling it to the atas market, right? 3,000 plus per square feet is really how they are going to be priced at. Is targeting the atas area the rich affluent people to buy into a freehold legacy kind of property for them, right? Then Jaden is going to be launching this weekend. Hopefully, I think if the developer price well, I hope 23, 24 and below, then anything below 23 just grab lah. Then be prepared to hold it on the longer term, wait for the Jurong transformation to take place, right? Then hopefully things are more well established in the future, especially when the Jurong regional line is up, especially hopefully the HSR is up if let's say our neighbor upstairs, our neighbor at Malaysia, finally 想通了, but so they are okay to do they are okay to have the HSR, then that is where that we are hopefully there's going to be more upside potential in the future, right? Personally, I hope that the developments all that will be going through smoothly lah. That whatever the government plans to do, it up to happen, right? It happen. In the future, we cannot deny the fact that population growth is still going to be there. The soft target of 6.5 mil, 6.9 mil is still over there. As much as we want to slow down the pace of foreigners coming in, right? But we cannot deny the fact that Singapore is an aging society, right? So we will also always need new talents to come into Singapore, right? Or personally, I've been serving quite a lot of new citizens and PRs over here, right? So they're coming in to buy properties to establish themselves, and they try to integrate into the society over here, right? So we will always need to increase the population count in one way or another, right? So that's what's happening lah. You mean the that's only one part of the people lah. They are doing funny stuff. Of course, the newspaper all that came out and a lot of their assets are being repossessed by the government and all that. So yeah, that's the situation now. Right, CC 1,000 square feet home. Seller asking 1.7 per square feet, but average transaction 1.4 per square feet, but scared offer 1.5 mil. Is it low ball? Just try lor. I mean, if let's say you are really sincere in terms of making the good offer, just put it out and try. Why not, right? Maybe it's a small project lah. Maybe the one that you are talking about is a boutique development. Maybe it's a small project. If it's a small project, then the last transaction may be too far off. Then you also need to justify lah why the seller priced it at 1,007 per square feet. What's so special about this unit that the owner is pricing it at 1,007 per square feet? If let's say you're talking about average 1,004 per square feet, then the average is it because you are taking, like, for example, I don't know which project you're talking about. For example, all the recent transaction is done at 1,400 per square feet, but all the units are facing highway, for example, but this owner is asking 1,700 per square feet because his unit is facing the pool. Then in that case, the $300 per square feet may be somewhat justifiable, but again, it really depends on how we look at things, how we look at the units. Is there any more recent comparison exactly which unit has been transacted, which facing, which floor? The only thing we cannot know is what is the interior condition is like, right? I missed one that the seller mentioned last offer is 1.34 mil, but end due 1.3 mil. Yeah, precisely. Because at the end of the day, right, all this last offer and all that, right, is mentioned by the agent, right? Agent is the point of communication to the potential buyers, right? So if the agent say, oh, sorry, last offer rejected is 1.34 million, then you just take it as a reference. It doesn't mean that you really have to try at 1.35 million. That means you take it at face value because there's no hard and fast rule in terms of how you're going to negotiate and how you're going to close the deal. So you can just put up the offer as you think the unit is worth but of course you also need to do your homework. Really don't try to lowball the seller by too much. Like, for example, recently I'm selling a project, industrial property. I shall not name which one. Maybe one of the buyers watching. I'm selling that project, right? I priced it at 438,000. So there's this joker that give an offer of 320,000. Then the past transaction, that mean the most recent transaction, there's one that has already been done at 409 or 415, that kind of range. So I'm pricing it 438. Of course, is open for nego and all that. But the thing is, if let's say you're the buyer, you put up offer of 320,000. I mean, the seller also feel offended, right? You are really trying to be funny or what? You put up such a big gap in terms of the offer price, right? So yeah, that's the situation. So a few months later, so sometimes is the seller change your mind at the point of time. maybe the seller still haven't found something that they like to buy, so they're still hanging on to the property, even though at 1.34 million, they still deciding whether to take or not to take. So after a few months later, maybe they found something that they like already. They don't mind reducing their original asking price by a little bit. Then eventually it was due at 1.3 million. So there's a trick to this lah. There's a trick to this, to say that it always remind yourself, and yourself as in a potential buyer lah, always remind yourself to the agent, because the agents are the seller agent usually always deal with many potential buyers every day, so they can't possibly keep track which agent is still interested in that unit. So maybe every week you can just go and pester them like, hey, is this unit still for sale? Is the seller interested to reduce price? I mean, that's one of the strategy lah. Just keep yourself being reminded constantly to the seller agent, so at least you still have a chance to enter into the negotiating round. If let's say when the owner start to become more willing to negotiate in terms of the price. So usually the buyers that I like to work with typically they are the decisive one, whereby they know something that is priced right, they know that it is a good unit, then they will start negotiating very fast, very hard, then they are very decisive. These are the kind of buyers that I like to work with, because they know what they want, they zoom in very fast, and they just want the numbers to make sense for them. They will want to go ahead very fast, right? That is the kind of buyers that I like, or I enjoy working with. So on the flip side, I really do not like to deal with buyers that are more indecisive, right? They would want to think about this, think about that, then they put too many unimportant factors into the place when it comes to negotiating the deal. So that one can be quite it test of my patience lah, so to speak, testing of my patience, right? Again, sellers, when I'm representing sellers, when I'm doing my real estate work, right, I always put myself as though as I am the seller. That means I want to wear the hat of my seller and say that, hey, today I'm selling my property. How much can I price it at, so that I don't lose any money on the table? That means I want to make sure that I am selling it at the highest possible price whereby the market can accept as of now. So that is always the mindset that I will want to have as a seller. Today, I know I want to sell my property. I also don't want to sell it too low that I underprice it, then I lose money on the table, right? But I also don't want to overprice it so much that it scare off potential buyer, because right now it is towards a more challenging market. We really have to be more price sensitive in that sense. I'm not sure if any of you are actually putting up your property on sale right now, but if you realize that if let's say the property is not priced right, the thing is that the buyer's demand is actually pretty low right now in this current market. So a lot of times, some of the owners that I come across, they are still very optimistic to try to break record price. I can only say that yes, there's always a chance. A chance is always talking about probability, right? Probability versus possibility, right? How probable it is. What is the percentage of it happening? That is the thing that we want to ask. Of course, if you're talking about, like for example, if your unit is super nice, renovated, high floor, facing an amazing view, $1 million view, maybe the sea, be it the park, right? Then yes, potential buyer can feel that, oh, this is really like a one of a kind unit whereby you cannot find it any otherwhere else in the market. Then possibly there may be some buyers that got more emotional. They don't mind paying a premium for the unit. But if let's say if the unit is just normal, so any other units is also enjoying the same attributes, then it's going to be tough to present the unit in such a case to the potential buyers to say that, hey, this is the best unit out there. Because now, if let's say we are talking about HDB estate, right, I just do a quick search. Maybe I just take, for example, Sengkang, right? For example, Sengkang, since just now somebody was asking about Sengkang area. So if I search based on the HDB district, just based on Sengkang alone, right, I search all the 4 bedrooms right now that is selling. 4 bedrooms. I do a quick count in terms of how many listing out there, right? Because I've been monitoring all these listings quite frequently. I understand that now is really moving towards a more um, uh, challenging market lah, so to speak, right? Okay, so I'm looking at Sengkang area. Just the 4 room flat alone in Sengkang, there are 196 listings over there, right? Compare it to maybe I would say 2 years ago during the COVID and all that, I'm very confident that this number is less than 100. Because why? There's really a lot of buyers that are fighting over units back in the COVID era. But now it's getting more and more challenging to move units. The reason why I know is also because I'm marketing some units in Toa Payoh in terms of HDB. I'm marketing some condo in Treasure, Toa Payoh, Yishun, right? I am receiving text messages from corporate agents. Whenever you receive text messages from corporate agents, that means they find it hard to find buyers because they will text message something like, oh, I'm also marketing the same unit over here. If you have potential buyers, please bring it over to my unit as well. Welcome to co-broke, blah, blah, blah. So in the past, I mean, during a good market, agents don't need to do this. You just put up the listing on the Property Guru. Eventually, you will have a lot of buyers messaging you already. But the situation is now that even you put up the listing on the Property Guru and all that, even if you priced it right, it is still tough to move in terms of selling it fast and selling it high in today's market. So it's really about how you're going to position that particular unit to make it more attractive, to differentiate it, and eventually hope that the right buyer will appreciate that the unit that you are presenting, and eventually getting a very good price for the buyer lah. I mean for the seller lah. So that is the situation now we are looking at. Yep, so that is the situation that we are operating in. Yeah. Any more comments over here? I think I've reached the end. I'm not too sure what exactly is happening. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe the TikTok algorithm is filtering away some of the comments, because I'm not seeing much comments over at my end. Not too sure what exactly is going on. Yeah. Yeah, if you have any questions about your real estate and whatnot, just feel free to type into the comment, right? So be able to share with you some insights about what's happening in the market and all that. Yeah. So that's the situation now in the market. Things are not exactly fast moving as before, right? What else I was talking about just now? Yeah, yeah. Did somebody comment? And because I don't see any. So as usual, thanks for the like, thanks for the share, right? As usual, if you follow my account, I'll try to go live every day 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. right? So right now I think I have about 20 over people's coming into the live, right? Usually I just go live and do some Q&A, do some interactions with people about their real estate. If there's anything that I'll be able to help out or answer your queries, please feel free to use me and abuse me, so to speak, right? That is the situation. Wow, I have some top fans. Is that a top fan joining into the live and all that? Quite strange, yeah. Today I don't see any comments coming in. As in I don't see. Let me try to see anything that is in my settings that I interact. Is it this one? Interact. Content. Let me see. thoughts on the Lentor Hills 3-bedroom plus yacht. Right, 3-bedroom plus yacht. Lentor Hill, the per square feet is actually quite attractive. I think right now, if you're looking at because Lentoria is coming up, Hillock Green is coming up. If let's say those people who buy in the earlier batches of like the Lentor Hill as well as the Lentor Modern, right, then they are able to get very good pricing, right, in terms of the entry price and whatnot. Right now, I think, let me see the 3-bedroom price point. 3-bedroom plus yacht. Now the price is still, some units are still below 2,000 per square feet, right? So it's still a very attractive price in terms of how much they are pricing it at. If let's say we are talking about the 3-bedroom plus yacht, 1119 square feet or the 1109 square feet, there are still some units, although it's lower floor, but there are still some units that are priced below 2,000 per square feet mark. So if you're buying it for own stay, then if you are okay with the lower floor, then these are some of the interesting ones that you may potentially be looking at. If you want a better view, a higher floor, I think some of the units you'll still be able to get 20XX. So that means you top up a little bit lah, so to speak. You top up a little bit in terms of the per square feet, you'll still be able to buy a decent view 3-bedroom. Is still okay. No comment is good content. Oh, thank you very much. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, Ricky. No comment is good content. Okay, very good, very good. Hopefully I'm talking good sense to you, not talking nonsense to you. Yeah. As much as possible, I try to help you out in terms of your making a right decision for your property. The 3-bedroom plus yacht, the layout and all that is also pretty okay. How I usually want to choose my layout type, right? The 2 common room must be able to fit in a queen size bed, right? The kitchen must be a proper enclosed kitchen, and the kitchen must have the window leading towards either the AC or some ventilation, right? So these are some of the criteria that I'm looking at if let's say I'm considering a proper 3-bedroom layout. And the 2 of the bathroom must have ventilation. That means it must be able to open up lah, right? So for the Lentor Hill 3-bedroom yacht, it actually fulfill all these criteria that I have. And overall, the layout is also squarish. So definitely there's no complaints, right, for this particular layout. Like you see, point number 1, 2 of the common room able to fit queen size bed. That one is checked. Kitchen, proper enclosed kitchen. That one is checked. Kitchen has ventilation. Check. Right. Both bathroom has ventilation. Also check. Overall layout squarish. Also check. So I think this is something that you can seriously consider to go into. And Lentor Hill Residences is the project that is still near to Lentor MRT. If let's say you wait for the further MRT plot, because total over there is 11 plot of projects over there. So if you are looking at if you want to wait for the further projects, then it's going to be further away, and likely the developer will price it higher. Then if you imagine yourself, you buy a project that is further away from Lentor MRT, and yet you pay a higher price, then the feeling not so shook. That's the situation. If not, you really want to compare, you may want to wait for Hillock Green. Hillock Green, I'm not sure how the developer is going to price at, because if let's say the developer starts to do some price competition, right, there is a possibility that you may get a better price during the first day launch for Hillock Green. That is what some of the people are hanging on also. They are waiting to see how much Hillock Green is pricing it at. Then they can do a direct comparison for Lentor Hill Residences. Right. Welcome. No problem. Right. Hope this information help you. Yeah. That is the thing lah. If let's say you want to compare this project, because if I look at the map, right, only Lentor Hill Residences, Hillock Green, they still have that side gate. There is still walking distance to the MRT station. Lentor Modern, we don't talk about it. Lentor Modern is the integrated project, right? So definitely it's direct access to the MRT station. But if you look at the Lentor Hillock Park, right? The Hillock Park, the southern side one is going to be a further walk to the MRT station already. So as of now, when you look at like Lentor Hill Residences, the side gate still walking distance to Lentor MRT. The Hillock Green, same thing, they also got the side gate still walking distance to MRT. So try not to miss this lah, right? So if you're, let's say you're considering this project, then just go for it already. I think Lentor Modern not much choices left already, so that one can possibly need just drop it lah. I think if you want to wait for Lentoria is a small project. Among over there, that one is like 296 units. That one maybe I find it not so worthwhile to look at lah. At least you want to look at a mid-sized project. That means at least 400 units upwards lah. That I will call it a mid-sized project. So at least you want to go for a mid-sized project because there is transactions happening, right? So next time when you exit, it's still able to there's some comparison lah. There's some data over there that people can take reference from when you want to sell it in the future. If you buy something that is too small, next time if let's say there's no transactions happening in that particular project, right, then the exit is going to be longer lah. That means you need a longer time to find the buyer to buy into your project. That is the situation. So hopefully this Lentor Hillock Park, Linear Park and whatnot, I really hope, I'm really interested to know how it will turn up in the end because the area it's as of now if you go and drive by and take a look, this morning I was there, so if you drive by and take a look and all that, wow, everything is bare land, so everything is like under construction and all that. So to me, it also feel a bit like uncertain how the whole thing is going to be like. But it's already planned for lah. Government already confirmed that this area is going to be the new township, a private enclave. So they are also in a sense trying to launch all the projects all at one go. Then hopefully, I think maybe if all these earlier projects are well received, then we will see more of the projects further downwards one, right, further southwards one, right, they will be launching it soon already, right? As of now, I think, let me see how many units left over at let me check it out. 68 sold already. Not bad. 68.9% sold over at Lentor Hill Residences. 3-bedroom plus yard, total 101 units, sold 50, available 51. Yeah, so it's quite a decent sales result. So if you're, let's say you're looking at a 3-bedroom plus yard over there, there is still good choice unit. Don't wait when there is only less than 10 units left, then you go there and choose, then it's a bit like not so ideal choice already lah, so to speak, right? So now at least half gone only lah. If let's say you're comparing the 3-bedroom plus yard, only half is gone. There's still got 51 units available. So yeah, that's one of the things that you can consider to look at, right? Let me see Lentor Modern. I think Lentor Modern is, the sales is also quite strong. But I want to see exactly how much percentage it is now. 96%. I say 22 units left already. Mostly is the 3-bedroom plus flex units lah. They are still available. Last 22 units available over at Lentor Modern. Per square feet is already close to 2,002 per square feet already. They are 1130 square feet. Priced at 2.4 mil thereabout. So if let's say you want high floor, you don't mind pay a premium, then still can go and consider Lentor Modern. But if let's say you want to make sure that you buy at a lower per square feet, then Lentor Hill still have that 3-bedroom plus yard, right? The thing is that for Hillock Green, right, the developer has not give the official code yet, but I think they would want to price right lah. Hopefully they price right, price competitively. That is gonna benefit the consumer, right? They're gonna benefit the people like you and I lah, hopefully lah. So I got a client interested to explore that project. So this morning I was looking at it. Actually, it does have some of its own unique selling point for Hillock Green as well. Right, that's just a side joke because as of now, Lentor area, right, all their project name has Lentor in it. Lentor Modern, Lentor Hill Residences, Lentoria. So Hillock Green is the only project that don't has the word Lentor in it lah. So there's a joke lah, says that at least the Grab driver won't bring you to the wrong project. Hillock no sending as exit plans. Right, okay. The school is one thing, but we always want to talk about proximity to MRT station lah. So proximity to MRT station, the Hillock Green is still one of the project that is near to Lentor MRT station. So Lentor Hill Residences, yeah, so it is still descending. Hillock Green is only one click near to Anderson. Only Anderson is within one click. Yeah. Which district you stay? I'm staying in the west. Right, so yeah, I'm staying in the west. So I'm also very excited to see how the whole thing plan out lah. Jurong Regional Line, Jayden, Innovation District, Cross Island Line. Cross Island Line is the second phase one lah. So all this is going to be helping the west a little bit, right? The situation in the west is always very slower in terms of demand, slower in terms of vibrancy, in comparison with the east. The east is like a lot of people doing buy sell lah. So east is a really very highly in demand already, right? The price is so high already. If you compare projects like Amber Sky, Seaside Residences, you see the per square feet, crazy, right? So that is the situation over there. The bees actually I've been monitoring the bees quite close also, because I'm also involved in that project. First day, right, the project sales was only like 27% sold on the very first day, but that was in the 3rd or 4th week of July. But this project, right, is a bit like the slow and steady kind, because over time, right, now I'm looking at the chart right now lah. Now it's already 39% sold. That means over time, right, they're close to about 50 units sold along the way from late July until now. So people are buying, people are coming in to buy. It's just that it's not as fast moving like some of the mega project launch. First day 80% sold, 70% sold. This project is a bit like a slow and steady kind lah. So it takes a while to sell. But the good news is that people are buying. That means it's not that just only 26% sold on first day. Then after that, for the longest time nobody buy. That one quite scary. But at least now I'm looking at the transactions and all that. Let me see for the month of October, how many people buy the mist. Okay, this one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 units. Right, so the month of October there is 9 units sold. Right, 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 2 plus study, 2 plus study, 2 bedroom, 2 plus study, 2 plus study. Yeah, so the sales are still moving over at the mist. So that's a good thing lah. That means at least the developer price right. Then hopefully they don't increase price, because I heard the sales has been moving quite steadily. So the developer is always like that lah. When they reach a certain milestone, they want to increase price already. So increase maybe 1%, 2%, right, in terms of the price point, just to, it's always like that lah. They will always want to do staging, right? Along the way, once they reach a certain milestone, they will want to do price staging upwards already. That means they will increase the price for the people who are buying at the later stage. Hello Daniel, hi. I'm actually ending my live soon already. Today I start a little bit late. Yeah, so I also going to end very soon already. Right. So yeah, if let's say there's no much of a questions for today, I will go and check it out. Why I suspect there is some algorithm or what the comments maybe is very strong filter away or what. Anyway, I'll be ending my live soon, right? So do come on in tomorrow again. If let's say I have the free time, then I will be coming on live again. I try my best to do live every day 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., right? So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, I don't see any much comments or questions already. Okay, good night everybody. Cheers.